First question is from Dave Assay. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to see you out there today.
Yeah, I was just on the phone with Alex Anthopoulos. He said to say hello, Dave.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if I believe that. I was going to ask you about David Price. Bauer's going to make his second start, and he hasn't made one. Is everything okay with him?
Yeah, he is okay. He's fine. Just threw a live yesterday. I think he's going to throw a pen either tomorrow or the next day, and then he'll be in games shortly thereafter. But feeling good.
Are you guys doing a certain, I don't want to say load management, but are you taking it a little bit slower with him this spring?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I think that just appreciating, what he's done over the last couple of years and didn't pitch it all last year. I think ultimately is as we get started into the season, through the season, make sure he's at optimum point at some point in time. But, right now we just feel like we have time. There's no reason to push him right now.
I know everybody assumes that after, not pitching in a major league game for 16 months, that's going to benefit him. Is there some rust to knock off?
I think that there certainly probably will be, when you're talking about competitive regular season games, maybe. But right now, with what I've seen, I've just seen a rested arm, a player that's excited to get back to competing, to playing. And so, knowing his track record, being a veteran, I wouldn't expect too much of that, though, to be quite honest.
Thanks, Dave. Say hi to Alex.
You got it, Dave.
Next question is from Kirsten Watson. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, Dave. For tonight, what are your expectations, if you have any, for Jimmy Nelson?
Yeah, I think for Jimmy, he is really excited about pitching again. Just being injured over the last couple of years and wanting to be a part of things. So he's going to be coming in, throwing hard. It's going to be 95, 96. It's a hard breaking ball, curveball. But I think for me is I just want him to try to temper it as much as possible and fill up the strike zone. And it's 2 innings.
And for Josiah Gray, I know for some of the younger guys, you've just had kind of an excitement of seeing them get out there. Is the same sentiment for him?
Yeah, JoJo, it's I don't know if it's 1 or 2 innings, but I just want to see him attack, be on the plate with his fastball, breaking ball, and his changeup, and that's about it. I know JoJo's going to be excited, and he's going to be on the attack tonight.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, Dave, can you give us a Cody Bellinger update? Has he been hitting on the field? Everything progressing to playing in games soon?
It is. It's progressing really well. He's participating in all of the fundamentals and all that stuff on the defensive side, base running, taking batting practice on the field now. I'm not sure when he's going to get into some live situations with the pitcher, then to get into a game. But right now, Bill, it's tracking really well. So as he stated, as I stated, I expect him to be ready for opening day, and that still remains the case.
In live BP sessions, he's just been tracking pitches. Is that still the case?
It is right now, and I like that idea of tracking pitches and getting in bullpens with pitchers and just kind of his timing. And the next step, obviously, is to get out there and really take some at bats.
We talked to Chris Taylor this afternoon, and he said that you and he had a meeting early in camp to kind of discuss his role and how really it's not going to change.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, outside of the fact that he's taking ground balls at third base. Next week, we'll see him make a start at third base. I think the main thing is that, it's my job to make sure Chris is playing regularly.
How valuable is a guy who can do all those things these days, the way the rosters are used?
Well, he allows me the latitude to do a lot of other things and to give other guys runway. So I just can't speak enough about what the value he brings for our ball club in particular.
Thanks, Dave.
Next question is from Mike DiGiovanna. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, Plunk beat me to the punch there, but just following up on Taylor, it doesn't seem like it's any coincidence that he started all 6 games of the World Series last year. It just seems like when you need a guy, in those big moments, he seems to be a guy you turn to.
He does, DG. I like everything about him. I like the way he competes in the batter's box, his production versus left versus right, the base running, the versatility on defense. There's nothing compromised. So just a huge asset for us.
Thanks, Steve.
Next questions from Juan Toribio. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, you've talked about Jimmy Nelson as a potential starting pitcher kind of sort of deal. But do you see him in a multi-inning reliever role at all, or is it more like starting pitching depth?
I think right now, Juan, we want to look at a lot of guys as starters, build them up as such. And once we get to that decision-making point, we can reassess. You can always kind of taper down, but the buildup is the most important thing right now, and Jimmy is in that mix.
Thanks, Dave.
Next questions from Eric. Steven, go ahead, Eric.
Dave, you saw Gray, last year in camp and then summer camp and maybe at times in the bubble. Where is he now compared to what you saw like last year at this time?
Last year at this time, the game slowed down. I think that the breaking ball is better for me. It's a slider curveball, but it's just more sharp, has more depth to it. He commands it better. Even he has always had good command with the fastball, but I think that he just understands who he is more as a pitcher. So that's kind of where he's at. But JoJo's coming quick, and there's a lot of good ingredients. I'm
just wondering from a logistical standpoint. I know in a normal year there'd be like minor league camp and minor league games. Since the camp itself is pared down, there's still going to be a point where there's going to be a minor league camp at this stage of spring training, or how does that work this year?
There is. There are some things, honestly, Eric, that Major League Baseball is talking about that I really can't go into right now, but just trying to create opportunity for minor league players that are in Major League camp to kind of get more repetitions, so I don't know how that's going to look, but we're working on something to kind of get them playing games more. But for right now, I'm trying to get these guys playing as many games as I can. But the floor is they're around big league ball players, and it's a nice transition into their season when it starts.
Thanks.
Got time for one more. Go ahead, Kyle.
Hey, Dave, obviously it's still early in camp, but Gavin Lux has had a couple knocks here in his first few at-bats. What are you seeing from him in the box specifically that may be better or different from last year, if anything?
I think Gavin right now is just sound mechanically, a lot of clarity and comfortable. He's feeling good. So, yeah, it just looks really good all around.